Hi everyone, welcome to Olive Education Plus, Education for All. Myself, Dr. Jeshurun, Assistant Professor of.
Nice to meet you all again for this new topic. What we are going to learn. Okay. Today we are going to see the human resource planning and how the planning takes place for human resource and everything. We're going in depth of the what is things we are going to study in that particular video. And see, these are the contents we are going to see. One is meaning and nature of human resource planning, importance of human resource planning, and next, nature of human resource planning, objectives and importance, and still more. Okay. Now, the first one is the meaning of human resource planning. So, every human resource planning is a continuous process of systematic planning ahead to achieve optimum use of organization's most valuable assets, like quality employees. Okay, so human resource planning ensures the best fit between employees and jobs while avoiding manpower shortages or supplies. So, if you see the real meaning, human resource is the most important asset of an organization. So, human resource planning or the important managerial function where it ensures the right type of people in the right number and also at the right time and place and who are trained or motivated to do the right kind of work at the right time. So there is generally a shortage of suitable persons. So the enterprise will estimate its manpower requirements and then find out the sources from which the needs will be met. If required, manpower is not available, then the work will suffer. So developing countries are suffering from the shortage of trained managers. So job opportunities are available in these countries, but properly trained personnel are not available. So these countries try to import trained skill from other countries. So in order to cope human resource requirements, an enterprise will have to plan in advance its needs and sources. The terms human resource planning and manpower planning are generally used interchangeably. Human resource planning is not a substitute for manpower planning. Rather, latter is a part of the former, or manpower planning is integrated with human resource planning. So, if you see, there are two main aims of human resource planning. One is it aims at ascertaining the manpower needs of the organization, both in right number and right kind. And it also aims at the continuous supply of right kind of personnel to fill various positions in the organization. Okay, then definition, if you see the definition given by according to Desinos and Robbins, they given defined human resource planning as human resource planning is the process by which an organization ensures that it has the right number and right kind of people at the right place at the right time, capable of effectively and efficiently completing those tasks that will help the organization achieve its overall objectives. If you see the definition, there are a few different important areas to be understood. One is right number. Right number means number of how much quantity they are going to take. So right kind of people, whether they are recruiting the persons very correctly or not, at the right time and the right place, where in which department, where they have to be taken, at what time they are going to take. So that has to be very, very important. So right number, right kind of people at right place at the right time. Okay, and these are capable of effectively and efficiently. Those are taken inside or has to be effectively and efficiently have to work in the organization. So, manpower or human resource planning aims at ascertaining the manpower needs of the organization, both in right number and uh, right kind. It further aims at the continuous supply of right kind of personnel to fill various positions in the organization. So, human resource planning is a continuous process. It cannot be rigid or static. So, it is an amenable to modifications, review, and adjustments in accordance with the needs of the organization or the changing circumstances. Okay, if you see, according to Coleman, he defines that manpower planning is the process of determining manpower requirement and the means for meeting those requirements in order to carry out the integrated plan of the organization. Okay, so human resource planning is a two-phased process by which management can project the future manpower requirements and develop suitable action plans to accommodate the implications of the projections. So, if we can say human resource planning is the process of developing and determining objectives or policies and programs that will procure or develop and utilize human resources so as to achieve the goals of the organization. So if you see the basic activities involved in the human resource planning, like listing of current human resources with different skills with the organization, or uh, we, uh, see that, uh, then assessing the extent to which the current personnel are utilized to the advantage of the organization, adjustment of personnel to rectify the situation caused by the staff shortage or surplus, or phasing out of surplus staffs, if any, or analyzing the requirements of staff in future in the light of expansion plans or retirement of personnel, etc. So making human resource acquisition plans, or if you see that designing a training programs for different categories of personnel. Okay, so these are the basic activities involved in the human resource planning. The next one, we are going to see the nature of human resource or manpower planning. Okay, so here there are few points are identified. Okay, uh, which are emerged for the study of the for emerged for the study of the human resource planning. Okay, the first one, human resource planning aims at ascertaining the manpower needs of the organization, both in number and kind. And secondly, it presents an inventory of existing manpower of the organization as an analysis of the inventory of manpower, where it helps in ascertaining the status of the available personnel and to discover untapped talent presently available with the organization. So thirdly, it also helps in determining the shortage fall of manpower by comparing the total manpower needs with the present supply of manpower, where it also helps in projecting future manpower needs. So the next one, it is also concerned with the initiation of various organization programs depending upon the demand and supply of human resources. If the future needs exceed presently or available talents are not there, this gap becomes the basis for a program of employment and training. So, if the presently available talent exceeds the future needs, so this difference may become the basis for program of retirements or discharge or even more. Okay. So at the end, if you see effective human resource planning and encompasses the acquisition or utilization and preservation of the organization human resources. Okay, so these are the ma- ma- main and nature for human resource planning. So next we are going to see the objectives of human resource planning. So here we have listed five different objectives. Okay, the major objectives of human resource planning in an organization are: first one, to ensure optimum use of human resource currently employed. It means using optimum, whether whatever the employees are joined in the company, utilizing them with an optimum use. Then second one, to avoid imbalance in the distribution and allocation of human resources. Then thirdly, to assess or forecast future skill requirements. For example, for mainly for the accomplishment of the organization's overall objectives. So fourthly, it provides control measures to ensure the availability of necessary resources when required. So at the end, it totally controls the cost aspects of human resource and formulates transfer and promotion policies. So these are the five major objectives of human resource management. Now we are going to see the next topic is the importance of human resource planning. So what is this importance? Manpower planning is a two-phase process by which management cannot project future manpower requirements and develop manpower plans where it helps in proper recruitment and selection, so that right people or right type of people are available to occupy various positions in the organization, where it also facilitates designing of training programs for the employees to develop the required skills in them, where the manpower planning plays a very important role in the effective management of personnel. So systematic manpower planning provides lead time for the acquisition and training of employees, where it meets the future requirements. So it is seen that it is all the more crucial because the lead time for procuring personnel is a time consuming process, and in certain cases one may not always get the requisite type of personnel needed for the jobs. So if you see here, I have listed few important things. First one, it gives a company the right kind of workforce at the right time frame and in right figures. Okay, where in striking a balance between demand and supply of resources, where human resource planning helps in the optimum usage of resources and also in reducing the labor cost. Okay, and it cautiously forecasting the future, where it also helps to supervise manpower in a better way. Thus, uh, uh, we can see the pitfalls which can be avoided. Okay, and it also helps the organization to develop a succession plan for all its employees. In this way, we can create a way of internal promotions. Okay, so and we also see that it compels the organization to evaluate the weaknesses and strengths of personnel, thereby making the management to take remedial measures. Okay, and at the end, the organizations as a whole is benefited when it comes to increasing in productivity or profit or skills or various things, where it gives an edge over its competitors. So this is the main importance, where if you see the non-availability of suitable manpower may sometimes result in postponement or delays in the executing new projects and expansion programs, or which ultimately lead to lower efficiency and productivity. So human resource planning is a vital importance in the organizations.